You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Today is Tuesday, May 11th, 2021, and this is your daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. On today's show, Anson Mount says that filming of Star Trek Strange New Worlds is off to a smooth start. Destination Star Trek Germany has been pushed back to next September, and it's a special day today because we've got both trivia and history. I'm Alison Pitt, and today's show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. The COVID-19 pandemic has taken its toll on the entertainment industry, but production on Star Trek Strange New Worlds is chugging along. In a recent interview with the Radio Times, Strange New Worlds star Anson Mount shed some light on what it's been like to film a brand new Star Trek series under the constraints of COVID-19 safety protocols. After Strange New Worlds had a close call with a COVID-positive guest star early in production, it makes sense that everyone on set is especially vigilant about safety. However, a higher level of precaution, while necessary, does have its drawbacks, part of which makes it more difficult to bond with others on set. COVID protocols makes everything take longer, but you get through it, Mount said in the interview, adding, "It's weird trying to get to know my cast only while on set." Even with all of the challenges that enhanced safety protocols bring, Mount still said that launching Strange New Worlds has been one of the smoothest starts he's ever had in television. Now, if it weren't for the pandemic, bonding with his fellow cast members would likely follow a different narrative. Normally, I'd be throwing barbecues and we'd be going to the park, he said. You can't do much of that right now, particularly during the lockdown in Ontario, but we're surviving. On the upside, the whole process has been made easier by having some of the Star Trek Discovery crew along for the voyage. Not only are Anson Mount, Rebecca Romijn, and Ethan Peck expanding on their roles from Discovery and Short Treks, but Mount reported that several of the Discovery production team are also sharing their talents on the set of Strange New Worlds. That has worked to our benefit, Mount said, not just with the world and the material, but interpersonally, with this production company and these producers. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is expected to premiere on Paramount Plus in 2022. Now, next up, Destination Star Trek, the Europe-based convention that just last week announced that all systems are go for an event in the UK this November, have postponed their Germany-based convention for a third time. Ongoing COVID-related lockdowns and restrictions in Germany have forced the event, which was to have been held from this June 25th through 27th in Dortmund, to look ahead to September of 2022. Hopefully by then, large indoor events will once again be possible. Destination Star Trek Germany informed fans of their decision through a statement on their website over the weekend, saying, "Even if the best things now happened, there is now no way that the country will be open enough for large indoor public gatherings or easy air travel in and out of the country by the end of June. We are sorry to have no choice but to make this decision, but we also know that your health is more important than anything." Last year's event in Dortmund was originally slated for May, then rescheduled to October due to the pandemic, only to once again be pushed ahead to this year's dates. It will now take place September 23rd through 25th, 2022. Organizers assured fans that they can still look forward to a belated Star Trek Voyager-themed celebration for the show's 25th anniversary, saying, "We will still be bringing you the Voyager cast to celebrate their late birthday, as well as many new and old characters from other series." Tickets for this year's event will automatically be valid for the new dates and can also be swapped for a voucher to be used at another Destination Star Trek convention. You can find more information and details at DestinationStarTrekGermany.com, which offers both German and English options for readers. Now, I've got Trek Trivia Tuesday and Star Trek history in just a moment, but first, a word from me. This show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Your financial support helps us cover recurring costs like hosting and distribution, and it also helps us invest in the future, finding better ways to bring you more of the Star Trek news you need to know wherever you are. To find out more, just head to patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. You can contribute from just $1 a month, and with a 16% discount on an annual membership, you can support us for a whole year for around $10. That's patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. And a big thanks to you for supporting this show. And now, it's Trek Trivia Tuesday. Did you know? In the Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3 episode, Captain's Holiday, Captain Picard took a vacation on the planet Risa. While he was there, he had an adventure involving a device which was wanted by several parties. They included Vash, a personal assistant to Dr. Samuel Estragon, an archaeologist who spent half his life searching for it, Sovak, a Ferengi who was an associate of Dr. Estragon, and Adger and Baratus, a couple of Vorgons from the future. Vash recovered the missing device and was planning to leave Risa with it before Picard figured out she had it and stopped her. He destroyed it using the Enterprise's transporter to make sure no one could use it to cause any harm. So now, the trivia question for you. What was the name of the device everyone was looking for, and what was its special power? Find out on Friday's episode of Daily Star Trek News. And because this is a special week, we're also doing Trek history today, and unsurprisingly, it's of a theme with this week's trivia. 63 years ago tomorrow, on May 12th, 1958, Star Trek guest star Jennifer Hetrick was born. Hetrick played Vash, a less than scrupulous archaeologist who befriended the captain on Captain's Holiday. She returned in the Next Generation Season 4 episode Cupid, in which she participated in Q's Robin Hood simulation as Maid Marian. By the end of the episode, she agreed to go with Q to explore the universe. Her third and final Trek appearance as Vash was on Deep Space Nine's Season 1 episode Q-less, in which an item she brought back from her travels caused problems aboard the station. Outside of Star Trek, Hetrick has guest starred on genre shows such as The X-Files, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sliders, and Alias, as well as appearing on 24, Beverly Hills 90210, NCIS, and Criminal Minds. She also had a recurring role on LA Law opposite fellow Star Trek guest actors Corbin Burnson, who played her ex-husband on the show, and Diana Muldaur. Please join me in wishing Jennifer Hetrick a very happy 63rd birthday for tomorrow, and tune in next Wednesday for more Star Trek history. And there's just one more thing before I go. We've got a bit of a programming change this week, as you might have noticed so far, and I'm really, really excited. Now, as many of you probably already know, Gates McFadden is launching her new podcast, Gates McFadden Investigates, tomorrow. Well, Gates was kind enough to give me half an hour of her time to talk about the new show, as well as a bunch of other stuff. So tomorrow, you can watch our conversation on YouTube, or you can listen in on the podcast feed. Now, you don't want to miss this one. David Bowie gets a mention in there, and we're also playing my favorite game, Marry, Kiss, or Miss. It's really good stuff. And if you join Patreon, patrons get early access to that interview. If you join today, you can see it today. So there. Anyway, that's in the feed for tomorrow, and since it's such a long show, we're skipping the show after that, and then we'll be back with the news as well as this week's events and the trivia answer on Friday. All right, that's it for today's Daily Star Trek News from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Don't forget to check out the other great shows on the network at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Daily Star Trek News is produced by me, Alison Pitt, and written by Chris Peterson, Jack Brown, and Peter Hong. We're supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out how you can add your support at patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. I'm back on Friday with more of the Star Trek news you need to know, this week's events, and the answer to this week's Trek trivia. I'm Alison Pitt. Live long and prosper.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.